Boys and girls, it is a very special lesson today because we get to start off with our poem, and then I get to introduce you to our very first spelling list. You don't need your books for your poem anymore. Stand tall. I have my book, and if you do your very, very best in our next lesson, I will teach you some motions. Lucas is showing all of us how we stand very tall when we say our poem. Students watching, you help us. Light of the world, begin. Light of the world.
By Louise Boney B. The sun is like a golden lamp that shines so wide and tall. No one can turn it off and on
Or blow it
out at all.
high in the sky.
It keeps me warm.
And strange as this may be. That's the one part we get a little stumped on. And strange. Ready? And strange as this may be, 1,000
sunshine vitamins
slip right inside of me. But God sent forth a greater light that blinded eyes might see. He sent his Son to my dark heart. Oh, may he
shine through me.
You may be seated. I am so proud of you. Now let's go over here and we get to see our very first spelling list, silent cheer. How many words do we have in this list, Journey?
15.
That is correct. Thank you, Isaac. He's such a good helper. Now, I brought with me today my super duper spelling stick. And it does something amazing. Don't take your eyes off my stick or you will miss it. Now, as we go through these words, I'm first going to read them and I'm going to put some of them in sentences just so you can understand what they mean. So you just listen and watch. 10. I used to be 10 years old. Zip. Job. Do you have a job at your house? Left. Land. The land was created by God. Next, jump. Frogs like to jump and hop. Name, heat. The heat was unbearable. 9, soap. Soap and water cannot wash your sins away. Wave, and these words over here are sight words, which means we memorize them. They're not phonetic. We can't sound them out like we do our other words, but these words are and, you, and I. Like you and I will work hard today. I put all three in the same sentence. I bet you could do that. Now, before we even spell these words, let me tell you something special. You already know these words. Yes, you do, because they're in your handbook for reading. You've seen them in stories before, haven't you? Shake your head if you have. Say, Ms. Chappell, I know these words. Then you already know how to spell them. But I have a secret to tell you at the end, so make sure you're listening carefully. Now, would you like to see what my super duper spelling stick does? First, we need to read all the words because it's our first list. Then my stick will show you what it does. Are you ready? Let's just read. 10, zip.
Job, left, land, next, jump, name, heat, 9, soap, wave, and you, I.
You did that beautifully. Are you ready now? Here it comes, students watching. Don't miss. Isn't that amazing? It's my super duper spelling stick. Super duper spelling stick. You can't say it too fast. Now, we're going to say, spell, say all of these words. So when I point, you start spelling. Begin. 10. T-E-N, 10. Zip. Z-I-P, zip. Job. J-O-B, job. Left. L-E-F-T, left. Land.
L-A-N-D, land.
Next. N-E-X-T, next. Jump. J-U-M-P, jump. Name. N-A-M-E, name. Heat. H-E-A-T, heat. 9. N-I-N-E, 9. Soap. S-O-A-P, soap. Wave. W-A-V-E, wave. And You did a great job. I bet you could do it without my help. But right now, I found some helpers to come up. Alana, you are my first one, so come up here. Now, Alana, you're going to hold the Super Duper spelling stick. You can use 2 hands if you want to. She's going to point. You don't have to touch the screen. All right, just point toward the word. Now, if I tap you on the shoulder, you're going to come up to her and she's going to hand you the stick and you will continue and she'll sit down. So we're going to be taking turns. Are you ready? Students watching, help us out. Begin. 10.
T-E-N 10. Zip. Z-I-P zip. Jog. J-O-B jog. Left. L-E-F-T left. Land. L-A-N-D land. Next. N-E-X-T next. Jump. J-U-M-P jump. Name. N-A-M-E name. Peace. H-E-I-T peace.
9.
N-I-N-E nine. Soap. S-O-A-P soap.
Wave. W-A-V-E wave. And
A-N-E-N. U. Y-O-U.
I, capital I. Thank you. Oh, so many helpers today. Now, let me tell you my secret. In a couple of lessons, we're going to have our very first spelling test. And if you say all of these words every single day, and you are faithful with your spelling homework and your spelling seat work, you will be an A speller on your spelling test. Because all you have to do is spell them correctly. And this is your practice time. I am so proud of you. Now, I get to explain to you about your homework. So let me get my book and I will show you exactly how you're going to do your homework. Now, students watching, your on-site teacher is going to do what I'm doing here in the classroom. They're going to give you a piece of paper that you will use. It's very similar to what you do in seat work. So you will take this home, and when you get home, you'll also have your spelling book with you. And you will take the spelling book, you'll take the paper with you, and then you'll come home and say, Mom, I have homework tonight. Dad, I can't wait to do my homework. You'll go to your special place. If you don't have one, find one. Kitchen table, a desk in your room. Find your very special spot to do your homework every night. You will then take your paper, write your first and last name and your date. You'll fold it in half. You'll number your paper, and then you will copy your spelling words. But where do you get them? Well, in your spelling book, past the poem section, all the way to page 81, you'll see the homework section. You'll go to list 1. You will tear this page out, put it down. Put the spelling book back in your book bag to bring back to school. Then you'll take that paper you tore out and use it to copy your words from. And you'll copy them in your very best handwriting and spell them correctly. Now, your parents are going to check your work, neatness and accuracy, and then they're going to sign it to make sure I know, yes, they did it right, everything is correct. This is going to come back to school. The paper you tore out of your book is going to stay at home on the refrigerator. So when your parents are cooking supper and you're setting the table, they can call them out to you and you can practice spelling them for that spelling test. So that's your homework, but I've got something else special to show you. You see, in our classroom, we have what's called a spelling club. And students watching, you are a part of this because in my basket, I have a lot of different apples, like candied apples on a stick. You know, those special kind of apples you can eat. Oh, they're so good. Well, students watching, all your classmates have one and it has their name on it. And this one is yours. And your apple on a stick will stay in the basket for 4 weeks. And that's like 20 lessons for you students watching. Now, it gets to stay in the basket if you do your homework every single night. And if you're responsible at the end of those 4 weeks, a blessing will come to you because you stayed in the homework club for 4 long weeks or 20 lessons. Who thinks they can be in the homework club? I think everyone can. So students watching, do your best on your homework.